It's 7:40 in the morning, waiting for Biggie to be ready to go. So I got a little puppy right here. You want to go to the bins? Do you want to go to the bins? Oh my goodness, this says 96 degrees. I don't believe that. Do you believe that?
No, it's much hotter.
It's much hotter. Why is our car telling us 96? It's crazy. Maybe because I had the little sunshades up. But it is 10:12. We just finished up at the bins. I mean, I was feeling pretty I felt like I wasn't finding anything. But I spent a grand total of $20, and I do think I have a few things that are good. It's just overall, I felt like I wasn't, there were so many people in there today. What was up with that?
Yeah, super crowded today.
It was like packed. Like Jesse did the first rotation and then he was like out of there because it was just too much. How about you? How'd you do?
I think I did okay. I spent $56 today. I found a couple of really nice pieces, I think.
I feel like I actually found more cool stuff that I gave you than I did for myself.
Yeah, I think there were a few things.
There were a few items that I was like, oh, this is really cool. But not stuff that I sell myself. But anyway, overall, whatever. This was our third day this week. We went on Tuesday as well. But we didn't do a video for that day, but we will show a handful of things that we got from that particular haul along with everything that we got today. I don't know, we're gonna do any more this week? Are we gonna go?
Depends on how much stuff I have. I don't know that I have enough. So
maybe
I may
Sunday?
have to do Sunday. Yeah.
Maybe Sunday.
I need tomorrow off.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Coffee.
What?
Yep.
Coffee. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am ready. Are you checking on the dog?
No, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Just gonna watch everything we do.
Yeah. Go.
All right, so this is the compilation of the last two sourcing trips, one on Tuesday of this week and one earlier today. It is Friday. So I'm just going to show you what I've got. I think I held off a couple of linens items that are nothing spectacular, but for the most part, this is the best of what I've gotten. I did pick this up. This is a late 70s, early 80s vintage suede and shearling vest. The little truck light patch on it. It's made by Swingster. This was filthy. I actually machine washed this. Again, we talk about being afraid to throw suede and leather in the washing machine. Well, it was kind of worthless without it, and look how sparkly clean it is now. So this will sell for probably $50 to $75. This is some of my favorite things that I found this week. They're not all the most expensive, but some of them are. I found a whole stack of vintage children's clothing. And if you know me, you know that I have a hard time passing up vintage children's clothing, even though most of the time it doesn't sell really well. I just think it's so cute. Well, in any case, this little 1980s vintage boys Disney raincoat is the cutest flippin' thing I've ever seen. The Walt Disney Company or Walt Disney Productions, that's how you can tell that it's pre-1987. This is reversible, and actually this one had a date on it, I believe. Maybe not. But made in Taiwan, ROC, obviously, so that's going to give you another indication of the date. I actually looked in the pocket of this yesterday because I was taking photos, and it had two super old gumballs in it. So some little boy was walking around wearing his raincoat and had his gumballs stashed in his pocket, and 40 years later, I have them.
Did you taste them?
Ew, no, they went in the trash. But I don't know what I'm going to list this for, but I'm probably going to list it around 50. One word of caution, these type of strings are no longer allowed on jackets for kids because they used to choke on them. I think it's okay at this bigger size, but when it's infants, sometimes they'll pull the listing down. It was a hazard. Okay, so the other stuff that I got was mostly little girls' clothing, just vintage 90s little girls' clothing. I haven't looked this one up by the RN to see who makes it yet, but this one and this one I'll probably list together. They're no name, but so cute, I couldn't resist. This one is dead stock from the 90s. This is the type of stuff that my daughter, this is Buster Brown, made in the USA. This is the stuff that my daughter was dressed in the whole time that she was a baby, and she was born in 93, so I can tell you that these are absolutely early 90s. Okay, the other things that I got. So little vintage baby Gap, made in the USA. Not quite as valuable. These little things are probably worth like $30 a piece. This little, look at this. Look at how stinking cute. Made in the USA, little bubble romper with, I swear my kid was on the same thing, in the same thing. So maybe like 20 bucks or so. This little rear zip, 80s. Cute. Little rabbit sweater. It's got a little zipper in the back. Made in the USA, Gap. Corduroy little dress. Probably 25 bucks. Now, I grabbed these just because they're cute. However, this is the stuff that is the good money, right? So, vintage, made in the USA, Oshkosh B'gosh, Baby B'gosh. These are the pedal overalls with the snap crotch. I have washed these. Unfortunately, they have some staining. These would go for about $100, $125 without the stains. With the stains, I'll probably let them go for like 40 bucks or so. They're good play clothes for a little toddler that's crawling around. I think these are size 18 months. However, these are the good ones. So this is made in the USA, Oshkosh B'gosh, little bubble romper. These are gonna go for anywhere from $75 to $200 a piece.
What?
So this one right here, this is not denim, but so cute. Look at this little pinstripes. They've got the little snap crotch. The only thing you wanna make sure of is on these, make sure that the elastic is not shot. In this case, it is not, so elastic does dry out. There's this one. This one, I guarantee my daughter had the exact same one because I remember it distinctly. This one is gonna sell for about $150. This one, at least $150. There's only one other one like it, and I think one sold for $175. This is a smaller size. It has little vegetables on it. It's so cute.
Yeah, and these are like made in the USA, plus they have like that kind of crisp, hard paper tag.
Yes. This is what the tags look like.
Or like a thicker tag.
And then made in the USA is either going to be on the back or the front, depending on which one you got, but this one just says made in the USA right there. These are not Oshkosh, but they are a brand called Cucumber, and similar, very similar in construction and quality, and definitely the same era, so I think I'll still list these in the $50 range. These two are Esprit. I was going to list them together, but they're different sizes. So look at this tag. Look at these little vintage Esprit tags.
Cute.
Right here, this one too, this little romper. Look at that little tag.
Very cute.
Probably $30 or $40 a piece on these. It's not quite as desirable. Vintage Esprit for adults is really good. Kids, they don't care as much. This one is not anything special other than the fact, I mean, come on, look at this. This little bubble romper. It's purple and yellow with this big, huge Peter Pan collar and pockets with geese. Come on now. So cute. Probably 30 bucks or so. This one's probably one of the better Oshkosh ones. I think I can get 200 for this one.
Now, why 200?
Just because the more obscure the pattern, the better that they sell. And this one I can't find. So yeah, I'm gonna price it at 200. All of these I'll accept offers on. To be honest with you, I'll be willing to, anything over 60 or 75 bucks, I'm gonna accept offers because they cost me like 25 cents. And now is not the time in this industry to be sitting on items trying to get the highest prices. And I will be the first person to tell you, don't race to the bottom. I'm not gonna price it cheap, but I will put best offer, and if I get offers, I'll accept them. This is another made in the USA, a little bit bigger size Oshkosh. So these will probably be about $75 or so, the shorts. And then lastly, this pair, normally, if these were not made in the USA vintage, I would not even pick them up. I would have thrown them away. They are made in the USA, they are vintage, and they're a bigger size at 4T. So I am gonna sell these with the caveat that they definitely need to be stitched. This is just a seam tear. I can't sew. I could probably ask Crystal to sew it for me, but it's okay. I don't know that it's worth the repair. I'm just gonna list them probably in the $40 range and see what happens.
So that's everything from
Tuesday.
Earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
So everything else is going to be from today,
From
right?
today. Mm-hmm. So I've got this big bolt of fabric. It is an IKEA pattern. So it's an IKEA designer, 2008. Keep an eye out for fabric by IKEA. This is actually a pretty good sized bit of fabric, and it's this bright, beautiful yellow, kind of like I don't know, dandelion, I think is the design. At least 3 or 4 yards here, and this could be used as furniture fabric, inside, outside. It's really thick and well made. I think I can get a couple $100 for this. There's a couple of different ones that have sold really high. I don't know if this is one of the more desirable designers or not, but just keep an eye out. I'll let you know how I make out with it. Okay, this vintage Victorian style type of blouse. This billowy blouse. It's got this really pretty lace and some faux pearl buttons snapping up the back, and then these big sleeves. It's almost like the top of a wedding dress, but this is vintage. This is probably 90s based on the material and the tag here. These types of tops sell really well for me. I get $40 to $50 for these every time. This one I picked up just because of what it has on it. This is a new with tags Cabela's shirt, which is not all that exciting, but Siegfried and Roy's Secret Garden and Dolphin Habitat, this is closed here in Vegas. So this is clearly a safari style uniform shirt that someone had in their closet. I don't know if it's going to have any more value because of what it was, but it was worth grabbing. This is vintage, probably 80s.
Avon
brand. Kind of satin, well, this is actually silk bomber jacket. I don't know if it's real silk or if it's rayon. No, it is silk. Silk bomber jacket. I'm not sure if this was actually supposed to have an elastic in it or not. It no longer does. So I'm just going to assume it didn't. And it's in pretty good shape. I don't see a lot of pills or anything like that. It's just this fun kind of Baroque, jeweled, quilted style bomber jacket. I'll probably list this for like $50.
I remember when the Avon lady used to come and she'd have her little lipstick samples and...
Yeah, my Nana had those. These are just Lily Pulitzer. It's a little skirt. It's got a couple spots here. I'm going to wash these. Tiny, size 2, nothing spectacular print-wise, but probably $30.
Barbie-core skirt.
Barbie-core, it's very bright. These are vintage American Eagle, made in Hong Kong, so probably late 80s, maybe even early 90s. These are those wide leg kind of cargo pants, and they had the strings on the bottom. These, they're not dead stock, but they're in great shape. Somebody had them folded in their drawer. And I don't know what these go for, but I know that they were worth picking up. I mean, I think I'll probably list them around 100. We'll see. This is, looks like it's a handmade bikini. I looked up the name to see if there was anything. Strings by Judith. It's probably somebody that makes them on Etsy or a boutique shop. It was just a cute bikini with a pretty pattern. So, I mean, I haven't found it on eBay, so it's probably not searchable, and I'll just list it for like $30. This is a vintage 90s crinoline skirt or petticoat skirt. It's a long one, which is why I got it. I've got to double check. Oh, I think it might be ruined. You know what?
Uh-oh.
Never mind. I'm going to toss it. But I got it because this is really good for people that want to do goth or outfits. And anyway, throwing it away. Weighs less than a pound. It cost me $1. This is a Ralph Lauren Black Label. Ralph Lauren Black Label dress. It's in beautiful shape. I did find this, and I believe it was like $700 new.
Wow.
It's really pretty. I don't know what I'm going to price it at, but it'll depend on what the demand is. It is still a very fashionable style, so I mean at least 100, and it's super light. So it probably cost me 75 cents. This is nothing special as far as the designer or anything, but I do like these bright kind of broomstick skirts. It's got a drawstring waist. It's vintage westbound. They're just kind of like these little Indian skirts. It's not as big as it looks. These the waist is a drawstring waist. Like I said, they're kind of like one size fits most. Very fun for the summer. This is a brand called Unique Vintage. It is not vintage. It is a brand that does retro style clothing, dresses and sweaters and tops and things. And I just got this because it's just a really cute polka dot blouse. And I'll probably sell this in the neighborhood of $30 or so. That's a popular brand for people that like retro kind of pin-up or rockabilly style clothing. This Katy grabbed for me. This feels like silk, and it is just kind of like a kimono robe or dressing gown. There's no belt loops. It's just a fun pattern, right?
Is that
it's very
handmade?
80s looking. I don't know if it's handmade. It could be. It's got a weird patch in the back, which I find odd, but there's no holes anywhere. I'm not entirely sure. So you can kind of see it through the...
I see a little staining there.
But I'll try to wash it and see what happens. I like it's got a cool shawl collar. This is what makes me think kimono. It's kimono style. Is that little wrap there and then the sleeve. But there's no belt loop and there's no belt. I think I'm just going to cinch it with a black ribbon on the mannequin so that it looks decent. I don't know what I'll list it for. We'll see. Katie also found this for me, which is a kimono. So this is vintage. It's some type of Asian kimono. It's silk lined, but it's not a long one. It's a short, like it's a kimono jacket. It's got the tie here.
It's a really cool fabric too. It's like
it's like a really pretty thick polyester fabric, and then you've got the kimono sleeve where it splits under the arm. So it's like ceremonial kimono jacket. I don't know if this would be more for a man or a woman. I'm gonna have to double check, but I think it might be for a man. Might be a wedding jacket. Very cool. Anyway, I love all the vintage Asian traditional wear. It sells very well. I've talked about these before, just like souvenir style embroidered tunic top. I like this one. It's a little bit bigger. It's not a dress, but it is like a tunic. Maybe like 30, 40 bucks on that. This is just a vintage panhandle slim Western shirt. I've been finding a lot of Western wear lately. This is just, these are bread and butter. They're $30, $40 all the time. Just make sure they don't have stains. Western rockabilly. This is a 70s polyester dagger collar.
Ooh, I love it.
Shirt. It does have a little ring around the collar.
Is that JCPenney?
So I'm gonna,
Sears?
I'll check in 1 second. Little ring around the collar, so I'm gonna have to treat it a little bit, but polyester is very forgiving. This is Sears Men's Store. But it's not missing any buttons that I can see and no major staining. So this will probably be like $50. It's actually a decent size. This is either a medium or a large, which is hard to find in these things. Just like women's clothing, men were smaller, vintage sizes too. So I always buy vintage maxi dresses, maxi denim dresses. This is no different. Put a little belt on this and it's a great shirt dress. Use the word modest in your title as well. You'll have a lot of conservative dressed religions and areas that will purchase that type of thing. Vintage, 70s or 80s, made in Hong Kong, probably early 80s. Just kind of a Fair Isle sweater in the ever-present 70s browns. Not super valuable, like $30, $40. I'm almost done, guys. I know this was a long one. This I picked up because it was Orvis. I do pick up Orvis heavy-made stuff. Orvis sells very well, and it sells very quickly. This is a super, it's not vintage, but it is a very, very thick, heavyweight shacket in a really good size. So this should probably get me like 50, 60 bucks. I have a weakness for Santa Cruz. I always pick up Santa Cruz skateboard stuff. This is a long sleeve with the big dot. Vintage on the tag. So not super old vintage, but this is probably early Y2K. Made in Mexico, so this might be even late 90s. And this is smaller, so this will probably be like 30 bucks. Just a couple more. This is a 70s, early 80s tunic blouse, women's tunic blouse. It's a really good, generous size. I don't think it's a dress. I'm short. I do think this is just a larger woman's blouse, but I guess somebody could cinch it. All right, so these are just very topical. They're not super expensive or anything, but they're very topical. These are part of the Barbie line by Forever 21. And they're just, these came out in 2022. probably in anticipation of the movie. They should have timed this collection better. But they pretty much are selling out pretty quickly. So I've seen it's got like, I don't know, like 90% sell through. I'm gonna get these listed right away since the movie premieres this week. And I mean, I should get at least 25, 30 bucks for them. They're these terry cloth joggers with this big rubber Barbie stamp and then this braided Barbie drawstring. I don't know, they're cute. And then just a few more. This is a vintage jacket, probably 70s. It's called Mary Ann is the company, made in the USA. It does need a repair in the armpit, that's a tear. And it does need the belt. It's this faux fur with this corduroy accent with these gold buttons. I mean, it's really ugly as hell, but it's very cool. So this needs to be re-sewn right here. The belt came unsewn, but very cool. I will probably ask Crystal to help me repair this a bit and list it for around $100. It's super tiny, so I think this is actually a child's, so maybe 75 bucks or so. And then this one Katie would have grabbed had she seen it, but this is a vintage made in USA Hanes tag. This feels dead stock. It's very crispy. Feliz Navidad. This is such a Katie type of purchase. I'll probably list this for like 40, 50 bucks.
Whatever.
So this, real briefly, I just have just a handful more. This is a Build-A-Bear. It's the Halloween Build-A-Bear. I actually got super excited at first because a couple of these are worth quite a bit, the Halloween ones. This is not one of them. This is the white one with the orange. I believe it's the black one with the pumpkins, or the orange one with the pumpkins is actually a bolo. That's gonna be about $75 every time. But it's still worth about $30, and it's cute. These are just boots by Zara. They're not anything super special. I just really liked them, and they look like almost new. This big square toe and this platform. So these probably sell for like 35, 40 bucks. More IKEA. This is just an IKEA Christmas star. It's new in the package. This sells for 30. This is a dead stock tablecloth by Farmhouse by Rachel Ashwell, which also did Shabby Chic. So this is, I think they sell this at Target, I'm not entirely sure, but it is a collectible line. And this one sells for like 40 bucks. It has not been used. It's super crispy and stiff. It may or may not have been in a package to start with, I'm not sure. But Christmas tablecloth in a neutral color. And then last is this vintage paint by number. I would date this somewhere around the 50s. It's an oak frame. So the frame is actually probably older than the print, but based on what the paper backing looked like in back and the hanging, I would say it's probably a 50s one, and I just like the jungle print. So I don't know what I'm gonna list this for. In my head, I'm thinking $50 to $75, and I paid like $5, so that's it. That's my haul for the last couple of days. Now on to Katie.
Okay, it's my turn. This shouldn't be anywhere near as long as Vicky's segment because I did not get a whole lot of stuff today. I think I only got like 12 pounds. Like my bill was $20. It was like $20 and something cents. So I didn't get a whole lot. I did get a few cool pieces, but first I'm gonna show you just a handful of things I did get on Tuesday. Vicky showed you all of the kids stuff, and actually there were two different bins. They must have all come from the same place, but they were like on opposite ends of the row of bins. And so I had gone to one, Vicky had been at the other one. And because I had just recently gotten that Oshkosh vintage overalls, I knew to grab those because when I listed that one, the one I had before, could not find that pattern anywhere. And when I saw how much just all of the Oshkosh made in the USA stuff goes for, I was like, holy crap. I actually listed that one for like 200. I would definitely sell it for anywhere from 100 to 150, but it's already got like 6 or 7 followers on it. And so I was super excited to pick up some more. And so to start out, I have this really cute, I think most of the ones I got this time are girls. So It's got the little pink on it, and let's see where the tag is. So I haven't looked any of these ones up, so I don't know if these patterns are ones that you can find. But yeah, this is made in the USA. This is for an 18-month-old. So if I can find the pattern, I mean, basically any of these made in the USA, I'll probably list for at least $100. Unless I can't find the pattern or anything anywhere, then maybe more. I have this really cute little set. It's pink, cute pink little overalls, and these are also made in the USA. This is for 12-month-old, and I don't think either of these have any staining on them, which is great. And then I have this really cute one for a baby. This is the LVPinkpeacock. And it's got cute little flowers on it and really tiny like houndstooth pattern going on. And this is what Vicky calls, see, I don't know my terminology, but I'm learning bubble or whatever. But this is made in the USA, and this is for a 12-month-old. Super cute, really, really cute. And then these are a little worn, and they've got a little bit of staining on them, so I'll need to wash them. But these are just your basic denim short overalls, and also I believe made in the USA. Yep, these are definitely a little more faded, but super cute. So I'll probably price these a little lower. I don't know, I'll have to check out what the comps say. And then the last ones I got is just some basic LVPinkpeacock full length overalls. These ones are not made in the USA, but Vicky said based on the tag that these are still vintage, probably 90s, but these ones are just, it says assembled in Honduras, but just super cute, really good condition, basic denim overalls. Oshkosh, bigosh, baby, bigosh. So apparently I'm into buying baby clothes now, guys, but maybe I'll just stick to the Oshkosh stuff. Okay, so like I said, I didn't get a whole bunch of stuff, but I got a few key pieces that are pretty cool. First of all, I did get some more 501s. This pair right here, Levi's 501s. These are 90s, this particular pair. And these are pretty distressed, but I think, you know, I bought a pair recently where like the whole crotch was a big hole and I hadn't seen it. These are not that, but there are some holes, but I think this one, these are they look a little bit cooler. So I think I'll still be able to sell these just fine. I sell my Levi's. They tend to sell on Etsy for $63. So we'll see how that goes. And then, I don't know who gifted me these, but for some reason, these were folded up and they were on the bot, like underneath my cart. And I asked Vicky and she said, I didn't put them there. And I don't know if Jesse did, but I feel like he would have just given them to me. But he might have thrown them under there when I wasn't looking. I don't know. These are 501s, but they're made in the USA. And they're like a faded black or gray, if you will. So 501s made in the USA. They have you can see the paper tag inside that says made in the USA. These are probably 80s, maybe early 90s. These are in really good condition and the size is pretty good. They're 38, 34. Now they might measure a little smaller. What I've found with these is the waist tends to be accurate and the inseam tends to be short. So it'll probably end up being like a 38, 33 or something like that. But when I have that, in the title, I put the actual measurements, like what I measure them to be, and then I will put in the little condition box. I will say that what the tag says and then what the actual measurements are, so people know. All right, next up, so those are pretty good. The black ones I'll probably list for 100, and again, those will more than likely sell on Etsy before they sell on eBay. But just those jeans right there make it for a good trip today. We were only there for like a little under 2 hours. Okay, next up I have this really cool corduroy blazer, like 70s corduroy blazer. It's got some really cool design features on it. Like it's got these little pointed pockets on the top and on the bottom. And I believe all the buttons are there. It's in really good condition. And in the back, you can see how it looks there. I don't know what I will list this at, maybe 100, I don't know. Hope to sell it for like 70. It's just a really cool 70s brown corduroy blazer jacket. Next up, I got some pretty, I didn't find anything super exciting as far as like vintage t-shirts go, but this is kind of a cool car tee that I'd be able to sell for 35, 40 bucks. This is Lake Havasu City, Arizona, Run to the Sun, and this is kind of like a car show, 2005. It's just got a cool big graphic on it. It doesn't have a tag, but I'm guessing it was probably gilded or something like that. But maybe I'll sell this for like 30 bucks. It's got a fun graphic on it, nice and colorful, and it's in really good condition, nice and clean. This is 26 red. There's the tag, and this is made in the USA. I would say this is probably 90s. It should be, yeah, probably 90s, made in the USA. And I actually did look this up because I don't really know this brand, but I saw that some of them, it's kind of like a streetwear brand. Some of them go for like 50, 60, 75 bucks. I don't know that this will, but it'd be cool if I got 50 for it. It just says live and direct. And then right in the front, it's got right on the chest, 26 red. So next up, I got some Carhartt carpenter pants. They're not vintage. They're made in Mexico. They're not vintage, but if you look at the tag, most likely I would say they're from 2008. Sometimes you can kind of decipher, the date based on like something the tag says. So you can see the B08. I'm betting these are probably from 2008, but I'll do a little more research. But again, they're made in Mexico, and I don't know what the resale value is on these, but Carhartt stuff sells really well, and these are in really good condition, and they are like the really popular kind of cargo carpenter side or style. So I'll check them out. I mean, if I can sell them for at least 40, I'll be happy, but we'll see. Maybe I shouldn't have even picked them up. This shirt's pretty cool. This is made in Mexico. And I would guess, yeah, this is 2005. I was gonna say, I would guess this is Y2K, 2005. And you can see on the back, it's got these dice with the martini glass breaking, and all the little olives are jumping ship. And on the front, it says shattered roll. But if you look close, it's Michael Goddard Fine Art. So this could be like a cool, kind of a fun art tee. I'll have to look it up, but if I can get like 40 bucks, that'd be cool. But this is from michaelgoddard.com. So I don't know, maybe this will actually have a good resale value, so we'll see. Yeah, the tag is actually Goddard. Let's see right there. So kind of a cool shirt. Got two more things here. Next up, I have this Artisans Art of Apparel, designed and decorated in the U.S. It's got a .com website on it. It looks like an old Gildan tag. This is probably 2000s. Let's say Y2K, but it's just got a bunch of butterflies on it. Some of this like butterfly kind of flowery arty stuff is kind of popular right now. So I don't know if I can get 40 bucks for it. That'd be cool. We'll see. Next up, I got two things left. This I could not let go. This is not vintage. This is on the divided tag, which I think is that Forever 21? I can't remember. But this is Rocky Horror Picture Show. It doesn't have a date on it, but I would guess sometime in the 2000s. Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's just a hoodie, but it's got the nice big graphic on the back. It's got the spell out down both sleeves, and then it's got the little Rocky Horror Picture Show on the front. So I don't know. I'm hoping I'll be able to find some of these to comp, but it's a really nice, super soft hoodie, and hopefully I'll make a little money with this. But I love Rocky Horror Picture Show, so I couldn't let it go. All right, well, I got two more things. I forgot about that. All right, so this is the second to last thing. I got little bits of glitter in here. This bag is pretty dirty. I'm gonna have to wash it and see if I can get it clean. But this is a Tom's, Tom's, the shoes. This is a Tom's tote bag. But what's really cool is on the back, it's got like a little Alice in Wonderland thing on it. I did find some of these listed. I mean, I'll be lucky if I get like 30 bucks, then I'll be happy, but I don't think I can get more than $30. But I do need to see if I can get it cleaned up. But it's just really cool. I love the whole Alice in Wonderland theme. I think it's very, very cool. Makes for a nice little tote. And then the last thing I got, now I don't know, this is it's a hockey puck for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And it's from 2018, which was their first year. And it was also, not only was it their first year playing as a team, it was also the first time they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. They didn't win that time, they did this year. So I'm hoping that gives it some little bit of extra value. But the weird thing about it is it actually has this dude on it. It's George McPhee. If you don't know George McPhee, then you are just like me. George McPhee, General Manager of the Year Award. So it's just some dude in a suit. Now, I don't know if this has any value, but I would imagine that, I mean, I feel like I could probably sell it for like 30 bucks, right? I know like a lot of I just looked up briefly like Golden Knight pucks in general, and they can sell for a lot, but again, this has like this dude in a suit on it. So I don't know that that's in high demand, but it is an official Golden Knights puck. I don't know if there were a lot of these made. I have no idea. I mean, I can't imagine they made a ton of these to hand out to fans, but just a little weird. Anyway, that is everything for me. So like I said, I was disappointed with today's haul, but at the same time, it's like we were there for less than 2 hours and I still picked up multiple items that I could sell for close, at least 100 or close to 100 with those jeans. And multiple like $50, 40, 50, 30. So honestly, I shouldn't be complaining just because Vikki got the coolest sheep Christmas sweatshirt, whatever. I'm not mad at all. Thanks, guys. Bye.